Good morning and welcome to my channel. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Today I figured I'd do a quick realistic day in my life while I'm here in Charlotte. For most of you, you may know that I have been doing task force work in San Antonio, and while I'm home, I've been enjoying the holidays, doing some baking as you've seen in the last video, and today I just need to get things in order. So I'm having breakfast currently. I'm gonna need to clean up in this kitchen after all the baking that's taken place. I probably should start taking down Christmas decorations. It's about time. And we're gonna have to find dinner for this evening. It's been a couple of days since we've gone grocery shopping. I've been to the grocery store a couple of times just to pick up small odds and ends to get through baking, but I haven't done a real shopping trip. So we don't have a lot of options when it comes to lunch and or dinner. I have actually had cereal for like the past 2 days, so very nutritious, but not a full meal. But today we need to make some strides to change that. So we're gonna have a true dinner tonight, Ava and I'll figure out what we have here in the house, and that's what I'll use to create dinner. Stick around, find out what we actually get into for the full day, but let's finish breakfast and then we'll get started on probably the Christmas tree. Now, while we're doing all of our tasks today, I'm going to go through some updates and some questions that have recently been asked. And I wanted to start off this morning while I'm having breakfast with quickly going through and talking about my plants. Like I stated, I've been gone for about 4 months, spending pretty much half of December here. It's been the longest I've been home. Will be December 20th or 22nd through the 19th of January. So this is a large time frame to be home. So I have asked my sister, Ava, to watch my plants while I've been away in San Antonio. And honestly, she did a great job. I can't really complain and be hard on her. She lives her daily life. It's never included plants. I've always adapted my daily life to include my plants to the best of my ability. So things like watering, checking for new growth, checking for blooms. If they are in bloom, certain plants in bloom need more of a touch. So they need more water, they need more attention. And so I had to coach her through that. I also created a shared notes page where I took pictures of the plants, gave watering schedules, gave details of what needed to take place. The reason why I did this is because I had a select few plants that I did not want to lose. Whether they're in the process of blooming, they're brand new plants, or they're some of my favorites. So I really stressed to make sure that we were paying attention to those while I was away. And that way Ava had a task list. Now, she did really good at the start. She was sending updates, sending pictures. It was about my last 2 weeks probably where she admitted that she was not fully giving them the love they needed. So glad I came home when I did. I was able to do some touch-up work, and I haven't done much because I need to really repot. I need to move some things around, and I'm looking at some of the collection now going, yeah, some of this needs work. Some are just completely dead, and I just need to throw them away. There's no coming back from some of these. And again, that's not 100% Ava's fault. It's not 100% my fault. Some of it just needs different attention. And when you don't give it to it consistently, whether that's watering or nutrition or sunlight, then they just die. Where to start? And we don't have a lot. We don't have a lot of Christmas stuff up. Honestly, we've got a few things on the entertainment system, on the credenza, in the living room. There's some wreaths in the kitchen. I should take those down. I'll let Ava handle the door. That's her little project. And then the tree. Now, the tree has been up since after Thanksgiving. Ava did a fall theme during Thanksgiving, and then we transitioned it to our winter theme or our Christmas theme once I came home from San Antonio. So it's been up for a good 2 months about, and most of that has been decorated in its Christmas glory. Very light Christmas decorations this year, mainly because I was not home. Whenever I'm home, I do a lot more. Ava also likes to get festive, so she does help out. But with it being just her for most of this time, she didn't do as much as usual. And by the time I got home, I just was not in the Christmas mood this year. The whole entire holiday season has not felt like Christmas. But we are now in 2026, so oh yeah, by the way, Happy New Year. So I think I'm gonna start with all the small stuff, and then we'll do the tree last. Don't know how we put all this in there. I honestly think that we maybe accumulated a couple of items this year, and now I don't know how we're getting it all into this one box. And to think that we had an even smaller box before this. I don't know, maybe one of these years we will not buy new stuff every year, or we'll get rid of some items. Oh, she also put cinnamon sticks in here, so I've got to hunt for those too. Go ahead and unscrew the midsection, because I will forget to do that. All right, so we have, almost everything off. Still got the tag on it. That's how serious we were this year. All right, everything's off. This breaks down into, I think, 3 sections. So we're gonna take this off. I think the only thing left, there's some more berries here. This box did not fit and it won't go back in there. And then we have these light up Christmas trees that are glass. So I don't want to throw them in there. Oh, they're on a timer. Let's turn that off, because I will not remember to do that. Those we need to find a home for. They will go separately. Everything's down in the kitchen, off the credenza, and off the entertainment center. So done there. Let's get this tree down. I'm watching a little Funliners. For those of you who don't know, I love music, pretty much all types of music. I've talked about this before in a vlog a couple of weeks ago, but I marched in high school and it stuck with me forever. I'm watching a Frontliners. They're reviewing the Carolina Crown 2017 show which was a great show. Not saying go watch DCI, but if you're into marching band on a like professional level, check out DCI. All right, everything is put away. We're going to go ahead and put everything back into the closet and move on to our next task, which will probably be cleaning. Yay, gotta love cleaning. Which means that there will be a lot of high-speed cleaning, mainly because I'm gonna have to listen to some music or watch some YouTube to get through the next hour to 2 hours. We're gonna start with sweeping up the mess underneath the tree, and then we're gonna work our way into the kitchen where I have been cooking and baking for the past couple of days. So cleaning's never fun. You always end up finding something more than what you want it to deal with while you're cleaning. Like this microwave. It needs to be done. I don't want to do it, but I might as well since I'm cleaning things. But as I'm working on this, I wanted to touch on another question that I've been asked since I've been doing YouTube and talking about my career and my journey over this past year, 2005, with working in task force and doing contract work. So I got into task force in February of 2005, but let's go back to the beginning. And when I say beginning, I'm talking about college. Now, I went to Johnson & Wales for baking and pastry. That was my associate's. But my bachelor's was in food service management. So, in that bachelor's degree, I learned a lot about hospitality. Everything from cruise lines to hotels, down to being within the food and beverage industry. So, in those courses, I started to think I could do more than just bake. Baking means I'm in a kitchen probably for 9 to 10 hours out of the day. Especially as a pastry chef, you have a very small space. Think of like 4 feet by 4 feet of space that you have to work in for some locations. And then I have to push out constantly stuff that's not my creation, that's not what I've selected, and most likely what an executive chef wants. Sometimes that's frozen food, sometimes that's fresh food. Either way, I didn't want to deal with it. So it was at that time that I actually decided that I wanted to go the hospitality route, which meant that taking all of my experience from food and beverage and throwing it into hotels, food and beverage was the right place to go in the restaurant. And as a food and beverage manager, I handled all the outlets at my first hotel. This is when I decided I wanted to get into task force. Now, I started to see other managers leave the property and go to other properties to support them, not only in food and beverage, but in sales with the front desk and even our GM at times. Now, the company that I worked for had multiple properties, and it was really easy for you to get asked to float to one of those other properties. And I never got that opportunity. As I transitioned to my second property, I also never got that opportunity. One, because I was one of few doing my job, and that was really hard for them to allow me to leave the property for more than a quick vacation. Now, as you know, I got out of the industry and got into tech for a little bit and slowly transitioned back to the hospitality world whenever I was laid off. And then I got an amazing phone call. That phone call came from a former director wanting to know if I needed some money, basically, and I said yes. And that money came in the form of working as task force. Again, this is contract work, so this is not a W-2. This is a 1099, where I pay my own taxes, I find my own insurance, and I handle all of my typical employment paperwork. So that is my story. That's how I got into task force, was literally just sticking in there and saying yes to my first opportunity when it came to contract work. And now that I'm in it, I do enjoy it. There's a bit of travel in it. There is also the financial piece. Because I haven't paid my taxes yet, I currently feel like I have a lot of money. We'll see what that looks like in the next couple of weeks as I start to work on my taxes. And then there is the freedom. If I don't want to work, I can always say no. I build my own schedule, I build my own budget, in the sense that I can fluctuate my pricing depending on who the client is, where I'm going, and what they need. If they need someone in more of a leadership role, I can charge more. And if they just need someone to come in and support the team, I can charge less. Let's finish cleaning up so we can move on to our next project. Well, I feel much better now. Yes, it may look like the same, but I know things are wiped off. I know things are clean, especially after using all the flour and the sugar and all the butter this past week. Um, it's just, it was due time, very much due time. Laundry is on pause until I finish this segment, as I don't want to be interrupted, as it's likely to end soon, and it'll ding and chime and play a lovely little song for us. But I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to have lunch. It's sunny outside finally, so I'm probably going to go on a quick walk, get some movement in, and some fresh air, and then get back to planning the evening. We still got to make dinner this evening, so stick around. Let's see what we can put together with just the items out of the house and make a quick dinner. I am all clean, all done with my walk. What a great day to go for a walk, first off. It was cooler this morning. It started at like frost, 33 degrees. It's now gone up to like 57. So the sun is basically beaming down. There's no clouds in the sky. And it's such a beautiful day to go for a walk. Glad I did it. I got a lot more energy now. I think I was getting a little sluggish being inside for most of the weekend. So super excited that I was able to go out and enjoy some of the sun. We're going to transition to preparing for dinner. Now, I said this earlier, we haven't really gone to the grocery store, just essentials, just the stuff I needed for the cookies that I made last week. So there's not much here, but we're gonna go through and see what we've got and what we can put together. I'm going with basic meat, starch, veggie concept. That's kind of the structure of any dinner I prepare. So let's see if we can figure out what we've got and if we can put it all together. All right, so off the back, we've got some garlic crab pasta. It's already big pre-made. Got some smaller items, side items. We do have some salmon. Buttery steakhouse salmon. Okay. And there's 4 pieces. That's actually good because I can cook them today and then I can have some for tomorrow for lunch. Actually, Ava's off tomorrow, so we can use this for an extra lunch tomorrow and not have to eat out. So this may work. What can we have with it? We've got some broccoli, and I'm pretty sure that that's gonna go good with I know it's gonna go good with everything else. And let's see if there's anything in the deep freezer. So I'm looking for starch. We had rice earlier this week. I really don't want rice. What else can we clean up? Mashed potatoes. So we made mashed potatoes a while ago and had a bunch extra. So portioned it out, and it's frozen, which is my only concern. So we're gonna let it sit out for a little bit and see if we can use this. If not, I know I have some potato onion mix that I can just steam real quick, one of those steamable bags, and we can at least have that. But we do need to eat this, so let's see if we can whip this up as well. We've got the broccoli and the salmon in the oven. I'm going to put everything in there for about 25 minutes and then check it, see. I did a pouch method for the salmon. This is frozen salmon that already has a pat of butter on it and seasonings. So I want to keep as much of that per fillet into one pouch. So they're all individually pouched. Also, since we are saving some of this for another day, it'll be easy for us to just warm it back up in one of the pouches instead of having to shovel it out. So we're not going to lose any moisture on the fish. The butter is also going to stay in its little pouch, and then reheating makes it a lot easier as well. A cool tip would also be to put any of your leftover vegetables or potatoes also in the pouch whenever you go to reheat it, and that way you're reheating one pouch of food and not multiple different vessels of food. For the broccoli, I put Kinder seasoning on it. That is going to be the same seasoning that's on the fish. She's hot. So that's the same seasoning that's on the fish. So our flavor profile should be very similar. I added some salt and pepper as well, as I always do. Now we need to figure out the potatoes. But before we get to the potatoes, I wanted to jump into the last topic of the day, which is on my health. A lot of you may know that I have UC. This is ulcerative colitis. This started early 2023. I've talked about it on my channel before. In fact, it's one of my first few videos that I posted. So if you're wanting to learn more about UC, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to do some more videos on UC. It's a rough subject to talk about, but if that's what you're interested in, happy to talk about it. But concerning my health, I am making things work. I am pushing through. The meds that I'm currently on, Evanature, are doing their job. They're keeping me at bay. Have they totally checked everything off the list? No. But I'm not in the hospital. I'm not, peeling over because of how much pain I'm in. I am doing better, and I'm in a comfortable state. And that's pretty much all I can ask for. It allows me to do daily chores. It allows me to get out and go for walks. To be active when I need to be active. So it's truly helped with what I'm doing as well when it comes to work. I used to be afraid to fly, and that was mainly because I never knew when I was going to have an episode or flare. So if I am in the sky and I have an episode, I'm not in a comfortable space, and that just puts a lot of pressure and stress on my body, which then my body doesn't enjoy that, and it reacts by having flare. So super grateful for Evanature. It's been very helpful. It is not the end all. I think the end all would be surgery, but as a lot of you probably know, surgery is not the easiest to just sign up for and walk into unless you're in a dire situation, and I'm not in that position yet. Possibly could have been previously, but at this time, I'm not. So for any of you that follow my parents and have joined me here, you've probably heard of UC and ulcerative colitis, and you've probably heard them on their lives or on their channel talk about their time with me here in Charlotte as I was going through the thick of it. And I really appreciate any of your prayers that you've already sent and any that are still on their way, as this is something that I'll live with for forever unless I have the surgery. Let's hope we don't have to go that route. We're gonna finish cooking our dinner and check in and see what time Ava's gonna make it home, so I know what time everything needs to be ready. And then we're gonna have dinner tonight. And I think that'll be the end of the vlog. So let's check on the food and let's see where we're at with Ava. And I'll check back in before we end the video. The evening is here, and sadly, Ava is not going to be getting off work on time. For those of you that know her schedule much, she usually gets off around 3:30, 4 o'clock at the latest, and she texted me and said that she's just not going to be home on time. So I'm not sure what happened today at the airport. I'm not sure what is going on, but hopefully she's okay. Considering that whenever she has to work this late, usually it means someone's either called out or something's happened. So I'm sure I'll have a mouthful whenever she gets home, but wanted to give you guys an update on dinner before I sign off. I have defrosted the potatoes and they're in a pot now. They don't look amazing just yet, but I am doing my best to doctor them up. The salmon and the broccoli are almost done. They've got about 5 more minutes before they're finished. And then I guess I'll be eating alone tonight. Not a big issue, been there before. But I wanted to get up here one final time, say thank you. Thank you for spending the day with me. Hopefully, you enjoyed just a realistic Sunday with me. I know it wasn't too dramatic, and there are times that I have other activities and adventures to go on. Today was not one of those days, but I really appreciate you being here. I'll be sure to continue doing my best of bringing you more and more content here on this channel, and hopefully you have the chance to watch it. Until next time, chat with you soon.